Hey everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back to my channel. If it is your first time to this channel, give me a like, subscribe, join this little family I got going on. If you are returning, welcome back. So today, as you can tell by the title, we are going to be talking about Robert the doll. And I was literally just researching, getting all of my notes ready, and I just have this nervous feeling, when you're kind of scared. I don't know why. Dolls freak me out. That's probably it. I am terrified of baby dolls. I hate them. I don't like it, especially when they're 117 years old and they're haunted and possessed. Right now I feel like there's somebody behind me. I hate that. Oh my god. I hate it. I'm nervous. But I went to go visit him 2 years ago. We had a connection. If you don't know who Robert the doll is, he is probably up in the top 3 most haunted dolls in the world. He is up there. He's up there with Annabelle and Peggy. If you don't know anything about these haunted dolls, we're about to go on a little journey together. Alright, so let's dive in our creepy boy. So Robert the doll story starts in the early 1900s. This begins in a house located at 534 Eaton Street in Key West, Florida, which was built between 1890 and 1898, where Eugene Robert Otto and his family lived. Eugene was only 4 years old when he received a one-of-a-kind handmade doll. Eugene, who everyone called Gene, named his doll Robert, and Gene quickly became very attached to this doll. Now, some people say the doll chose the name Robert for himself and allowed Gene to keep that part of his name. So who sent him the doll exactly? So Wikipedia says that it was actually Gene's grandfather, and a lot of sources do say it's his grandfather. His grandfather was actually on a trip in Germany, and he sent the doll in 1904 as a birthday present. Some stories state that it was a servant that worked for the family. And on the artisthousekey.com's website, which is the official website for the family's house, it states that it was a young girl who may have been of Bohemian descent. I have no idea, but what we do know for sure is that the doll was made by the Stave Company of Germany. So we do know where it was made. We also know that the sailor outfit that Robert the doll is wearing is not original to the doll. It's believed to be one of Gene's outfits when he was little, and I have a little photo. Creepy. Creepy. Also, this doll is 40 inches in length. It is a oddly sized doll. It is just a little bit too big, but not giant. So Robert seemed like an ordinary cloth doll, but it wasn't long before Robert was involved in some strange and somewhat terrifying events. One night, 10-year-old Gene woke up to find Robert sitting at the end of his bed staring at him. I am so afraid of baby dolls. This is giving me goosebumps. I don't like this. Oh, I hate baby dolls. I hate this. I'm turning my mirror. Moments later, his mom was awakened by his screams for help and the sounds of furniture being overturned in Gene's bedroom. When his mother finally was able to wedge the locked door open, she saw poor Gene curled up in fear on his bed, furniture everywhere, and Robert sitting at the foot of his bed. All Gene could say was, "Robert did it." The same phrase he would repeat throughout his childhood. Now, did Robert actually do it? No one knows for sure why or how this doll could create this kind of chaos or do anything at all for that matter. But weird occurrences did not stop at that one night. Gene's parents would often hear his son upstairs talking to the doll and getting a response in a totally different voice. I hate it. They reported seeing the doll speak and witnessed his expression change. Giggling, and sights of Robert running up the steps or staring out the upstairs window were also reported. That is the funniest image in my head of this little baby doll just sprinting up the steps. Gene left Robert in the family home as he left to go study art in New York and Paris. Jean married Annette Parker in Paris on May 3rd, 1930. The couple returned to the family home after Jean's parents had died and they decided to move in, and eventually the house was renamed to the Artist House. I'm not exactly sure when it was renamed, but I think it was after Jean came back and like now he's this amazing artist, and his wife was, I think she played like the piano, but like she was amazing. So this couple is like an art power couple. So I think it's after they moved in, but I can't find anything about it. Jean decided that Robert the doll needed a room of his own and placed him in the upstairs room by the window that looks out on the street. Anne felt uneasy with Robert in the house, and although she couldn't put her finger on it, she wanted Jean to lock up the doll in the attic where he could do no harm. And I'm with you, girl. Soon after, visitors inside the home would hear footsteps coming from the attic, sounds of someone pacing back and forth, and giggling. Neighborhood kids reported seeing Robert watching them from the bedroom window, and some even said the doll was mocking them as they walked to school. So when Jean heard about this, he immediately went to investigate because there was no way Robert could have moved from the locked attic. When he opened up the bedroom door, there was Robert, sitting in a rocking chair by the window. Jean would lock Robert back up in the attic several more times, always after discovering him in the same bedroom window. So here, some things kind of get muddy because no one really has like an accurate description. Even though we're moving into the 70s now, there's not one like straight story, so this is what I've gathered. This is what I've collected as best as I could. So Jean passed away in 1974 and his wife passed away 2 years later. The house was then bought by Myrtle Reuter. I am so bad at names, I'm sorry. Myrtle Reuter, who owned the home for 20 years, possibly, until the property was then sold to its current owners. One story says, apparently Myrtle's 10-year-old daughter was delighted when she found Robert in the attic. But her happiness ended soon when Robert started to show his true colors. She would claim that he was a living doll and wanted to hurt her. She woke up in the middle of the night, screaming in fear, and told her parents that Robert was moving in her room. So I'm not sure if this is actually a true story. I found this story on maybe 2 or 3 websites. But after that, no one mentions it at all. No one mentions that, so I'm not sure if that's actually a true story. But what we do know is that Myrtle kept the doll until 1994. We do know that for sure. She took care of the doll and was his companion. She even kept him when she moved to a different street 6 years after she bought the Artist House. Again, I don't know when she sold the Artist House. I don't know if she kept owning the house and she moved still. I really don't know. But she did keep Robert the doll until 1994. She claimed he would move around her house and he was definitely haunted. So in 1994, she donated him to the East Martello Fort where he lives today, and she passed a couple of months after that. So many believe that the origin of Robert's evil lies with the one who originally gave him to Jean, the servant who worked for Jean's family. This woman was supposedly mistreated by her bosses, and to punish them, it is believed that she cursed the doll with voodoo and black magic. But if this is true, why did nothing bad happen to the parents or to Jean? It's just maybe just for torment forever, for eternity? I don't know. No one really knows for sure. Nothing is constant. But one thing we do know for sure is that Robert the doll continues to taunt and scare those who come to visit him. So Robert today sits in a glass case, but that still does not stop him. Staff members have reported seeing Robert's facial expression change, hear his demonic-like giggling, and have even seen him put his hand up to the glass. No! Don't like that. So many people have reported that their cameras will stop working when they're trying to take a photo of him, only to have it start working as soon as they leave the museum. So at the museum, they have a warning and a set of rules that you have to follow when dealing with Robert. I mean, you don't have to, but it's in your best interest if you do follow these rules. So one of the rules is that you need to ask his permission to take his photo. You need to ask his permission, okay? I am not fucking around with this. I will cuss this one time. I am not fucking around with this. You need to ask his permission. You need to be respectful towards him because this doll holds a grudge. Here's some examples. People have said that they have gotten into car accidents, they have broken their bones, they've lost their jobs, they've gotten a divorce, and many other bad occurrences have happened. Many people will write the museum, like they get 1 to 3 letters per day just for Robert. They write the museum apologizing to Robert in hopes to getting on his good side again. I am so dead serious. Guys, if you ever go to Key West and you visit Robert, he is a demonic human being like thing. You need to be nice to him. If you're nice to him, he won't bother you. He won't bother you. He will not curse you. You need to be respectful. Oh my God, please be respectful. I don't want anything bad to happen to you guys. I also want to mention that Robert is a bit of a movie celebrity too. So the first time Robert left Key West was actually for TAPSCon, which was a convention hosted by the Atlantic Paranormal Society in Clearwater, Florida in 2008. That was his first time ever leaving Key West, minus the time where he came from Germany. But he's been there for a very long time. And I have this cute little photo. Aren't they so cute? Ugh, I miss them. And this is the doll. Robert is the doll for the inspiration for Chucky. So you make sure to thank Robert and Chucky. In 2015, he made a debut in Zak Bagans' Deadly Possessions and Ghost Adventures Artifacts. Now, he traveled to Zak Bagans' little museum thing. It is not in Zak Bagans' house. I do not trust Zak Bagans with Robert's possession ever. Ever. We see what he's done to Peggy. I'm sorry. Leave Peggy alone. Let her rest. Unless she likes it. We need a medium up there to like talk to her stat. We need to make sure Peggy is okay. And of course there is a movie about Robert. Actually, there's 5 total. So the first movie was called Robert, which is loosely based on the legend. After that was The Curse of Robert the Doll, which was released in 2016. The Toy Maker, which was in 2017. The Revenge of Robert the Doll was in 2018. And Robert Reborn in 2019. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of movies. Back to back to back. And he's also featured in an episode of the podcast and TV series Lore. Let's get to some fun stuff. So I found some personal stories of bad things that have happened to people. Are you ready? So this is on northjersey.com. I think it's just this guy like just telling his whole story. I don't know why on here. It is very long. Also, if you ever do go to Fort East Martello Museum, there is no air conditioning. It is in Key West, Florida. It is a tropical environment. Please drink water. Because we went there. There is no air conditioning. It is all just, it's an old fort. Apparently Robert was just really annoyed being there. So a few employees have reported seeing something white flying through the air, down the hall, past the arc, up a corridor. I don't like that. Robert was most annoyed at the curator. That just scared me so bad. Oh my God. Robert was most annoyed at the curator who was in charge of his exhibit area. The no-nonsense woman who didn't believe in flying dolls one day didn't show up for work. Her bicycle was still chained to the rack at the museum. Her co-workers learned later that something she'd seen in Robert's wing of the building sent her screaming into the night. She didn't slow down until she got home. One night, said our ghoul guide in flatline Brooklynese, his words, Robert turned on all of the lights at once. A neat little trick, since the switches necessary to illuminate everything were all over the huge complex. It would have required 8 people to accomplish such a light show. Oh my God. Robert's life took a turn for the better when a new groundskeeper was hired. The man somehow understood that Robert just wanted attention, made him his own case, gave him a stuffed toy to feel superior to, and put a bunch of spotlights to show Robert's best features. That's so nice! Robert now sits and gazes in what seems to be a semi-benign, if imperious gaze at all those who come to see him. It's true though. This one is on TripAdvisor. This is from Howard R.K., who went to visit on June 23rd in 2009. So he said, last week we were in Key West soaking up the history and the wonderful sunshine. We are from New Hampshire, and we are not strangers to ghostly tales. Little did we realize that Robert the Doll was more than just a tale. We went to the museum and was told by a very nice lady at the front desk to be sure and ask Robert's permission if we wanted to take his photo. I just laughed at such a silly statement. We went into the room where Robert was gazing at us. I snapped his photo, not once, but 3 times. Then we proceeded into the gallery where it was air-conditioned. That is the only part that's air-conditioned. It's this little space. And there was some beautiful artwork on the walls. I found one painting that had caught my eye and I decided to take a photo of it. That's when it all started. As I snapped a photo, I looked at my camera and it said, no images. All the 50+ pictures that we had taken in Key West were suddenly gone. We went parasailing the next day and the boat capped. What? The boat captured, took a photo. I don't know what this is exact. I'm just going to read it word for word because I don't understand what this says. The boat captain. The boat captain. Why would you abbreviate captain? I was... Okay. The boat captain took a video of us in the air. When we got back home, the disc was blank. Went to a camera store and see if they could find anything wrong with it. But the disc was blank. I have also been hearing some strange noises during the night since I have been home. To all who may read this, please listen to the nice lady at the front desk of the museum. Ask Robert's permission if you want to take his photo. I thought the boat was capped, like it went over. Okay, here's one. Lacey S. from Windermere, Florida. She says, Robert the Doll is real. I took his photo without asking. Weird stuff has been happening at my house. I tried to think it was all coincidental, but this morning was the last straw. Something literally impossible happened. Robert damn transported my cat. I am sorry, Robert. Hold on. I need more information about that. Some of these people are just like, listen, it's an old fort. It is hot. It is sweaty inside, okay? It's a lot of like Civil War stuff. It's not like a giant museum. It's Key West. It's a local museum. It's fine. It's super cheap to get into. This person, Paul L. from Santa Monica, California. He's like, well, I didn't say hello to Robert. I didn't even ask for his permission before taking his photo, nor did I place $1 in the donation box, conveniently placed near him. Did I suffer bad luck? Nope. If Robert the Doll really has paranormal activities, I would encourage him to use his power for good and nudge the folks that run this place to level up the displays. What a bitch. It's an old fort. It's an old fort. It costs like, what, $6 to go inside? Calm down. This one isn't like too crazy. This is from Lisa K. She's from Mansfield Center, Connecticut. This was in 2015. She's like, okay. She said, I'm not really sure how to review this place. She gave it a 1 star. I had no idea the history of either the fort or Robert the Doll. If you believe in spirits and light and energy, do not go here. If you are not sensitive to such things and do not believe, go if you want, but there isn't much to see. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so she didn't know the Robert the Doll story. We just drove by this place and stopped in. The doll creeped me out completely. I found the old doll in the glass case disturbing. Prior to coming to him, however, I had begun to feel ill. After seeing the doll, I could no longer continue the tour. I waited for my husband outside. As soon as we left, I felt better. The tour made me unsettled and sad and physically ill. My husband, however, felt nothing. He walked through the whole fort, found some things interesting. It was very odd assuming the artifacts. That night, I Googled the Robert the Doll and discovered his story. Robert, that's Peggy's thing. Isn't Peggy like the one to make you sick? So this is from Murphy. Hey Robert, I think this isn't like an email. I think it's an email. He's like, hey Robert, I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to apologize if we upset you on Friday night. If so, I am really, really sorry. We had the worst bout of luck ever since we met you. On Saturday, our flights got delayed and they lost our luggage. The airline still has no idea where it is. Ooh, get some money off of that. I'm not sure if I came off as insecure when I saw you, but I thought you were the coolest doll ever and told everyone so. I hope you're staying cool in the summer heat. Please forgive me, Murphy. Aww. Okay, I cannot find any more stories about people who have brought the curse home with them. So Robert the doll has a Twitter account. He's not very active on it, but the last thing that he's ever posted was on May 17th, 2020. He said, I appreciate all of the apologies, but I don't think you are all sincere. Hashtag sorry, Robert. Oh my god. They really don't post much, but honestly, you can scroll back way into time and see when he was with Zach Baggins, when he was with the Taps team, the movies, like, he doesn't really post a lot, but the last tweet is hilarious. So we went to Key West, Florida in October of 2019, pre-pandemic, and we were there for our anniversary. Now, I wanted to choose Key West. One of the main reasons was Robert the doll. So we went. Again, it is very hot. In October, it is so hot there. It is so miserable outside. It's Florida. But so we went to go visit Robert, and I have like this little clip. I, for some reason, cannot get it to save from my Instagram, so I'm sorry. So I will somehow have this clip. It's just the music that they're playing, and it's like this giant like hall, and he's just like in the middle. So I'll play this little clip of the music right here. And Robert was there. You know, I could see him in the center. He just likes to watch the people come through. He's like, I'm on my little high horse, respectively, and I'm watching y'all. I'm watching y'all. I'm waiting for you to come up to me. He's literally sitting there. So, when we were there, I just felt nervous. I just don't like dolls. Have I said that enough this video? I just don't like dolls. They freak me out. I think this is the only haunted doll I have ever met, minus the one that I think was haunted in my house and I threw her outside. She was the one where you click the little toes and it says, this little piggy went to market. Yeah, I got scared, and she lived in my yard for 10 years and my parents recently just threw her away. I am dead serious when I say I don't like dolls. So when we were there, I was just nervous. I was like, this is such an honor. It's an honor to meet you, sir. Now my boyfriend. I have a little photo of us together. But I had to be very dead serious. Like, I had to have a talk with him, and I'm like, listen, I don't want to get cursed, because we drove to Key West from Fort Myers, which is a 5-hour drive. I am cheap when it comes to how can we save money. I did not want to take the bus I didn't want to take the boat that'll take you from Fort Myers to Key West. You can get like a round trip, but it is kind of expensive. But I had to talk with him because he doesn't take things very seriously. He likes haunted stuff, but I don't think he like fully respects the dead, if you know what I mean. He doesn't take it very seriously, and I'm like, listen, when it comes to things that are haunted or possessed, always, always, always treat it with respect. It is a soul or a demon or something, but you need to treat it with respect. Listen, when we're there, I don't even want you talking to him. I don't even want you looking at him. I don't want you to say anything, because you're going to be disrespectful in a funny way, and we're going to be cursed or something. And I'm like, please don't. So he's like, fine, I'll do that. That's fine. So we both asked for permission to take his photo. We took a couple of photos, and then we said, thank you very much, Robert. I donated $1 to you. You're my favorite. Love you, boo. But yeah, the whole time I just felt nervous because dolls. That was pretty much it, guys. I hope you liked this video. I know it was such a very short like history. I was really trying my best to find other fun stuff to like go along with the story. I'm going to try my best to do these weekly videos. I got the cutest comment recently, and that just like gave me so much motivation to keep doing these videos, because I have been to quite a few more haunted places that I do want to talk about. One of them was by accident. I didn't know it was haunted, but the story is very interesting. It's a very sweet story. So I think I'm going to do that one next. And then guys, I need to go to more haunted places. I'm running out of places. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Please like and please subscribe to my channel. But I hope you guys enjoyed Robert the Doll. Please be respectful. Please be respectful if you ever go to see him. But thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!